Hello students, welcome to AP classes and this is Abhishek. In this video tutorial, we are going to discuss about different number systems that is used in our computer. Well, when we discuss about number system, basically we have binary number system, octal number system, decimal number system and hexadecimal number system. So when we talk about any number system, whenever we discuss about number system or we have to read about number system, basically we have to read about four number system, that is binary number system, octal number system, decimal number system and hexadecimal number system. We will discuss in details about each and every number system that is being used in our computer. So in our day-to-day life, the number system which is used mostly is decimal number system. Whether in mathematics or in computer or maybe when you go and purchase something. So whatever calculation you do, whether it is mathematically or based on computer, any type of calculation you do, it is always done on the basis of decimal number system. Now you must be wondering that, sir, if a calculation is done using decimal number system, if something is being taught to us using decimal number system, or whenever we do any work, if we use decimal number system, then what is the need of using binary number system, octal number system and hexadecimal number system? Yes, your question is very valuable, that why are we reading about binary number system, octal number system and hexadecimal number system when we only work with decimal number system in our day-to-day life. So the number system which you use in your day-to-day life, that is decimal number system. You never write a program, you never do any kind of calculation using binary number system. You never do a calculation using octal number system, neither you do a calculation using hexadecimal number system. A calculation is always done on the basis of decimal number system, or you use decimal number system. So if we use decimal number system, then what is the use of studying about binary number system, octal number system and hexadecimal number system? So the answer is binary number system is used by computers, isn't it? So whatever we write, even if we write something in decimal number system, computer is going to convert it into binary number system. If you write an alphabet, it will get converted to binary number system. If you write a program, it will get converted to binary form, isn't it? Anything if you write in computer, whether you write in Odia letter or you write in English or you write in Hindi, any kind of, if you are using any kind of language here, whether it is a high level language or any language if you are using, the first thing it is going to do is it will get converted to binary number system. Otherwise my processor or the computer, the CPU, is not going to understand what the programmer has written or what a user has written. So when you need to write a program, if you want to write anything, the first thing that is to be done is to convert the whole system or the whole thing, the whole program or whatever you have written into binary number system, so that the computer can understand what exactly is written, what instructions are given to computer, and based on the instruction the computer can work. So every time you write anything in decimal number system, it will get converted. So look, here you write in day-to-day life we use decimal number system because it is quite easy for us to understand, isn't it? In our day-to-day life, in our day-to-day life, we use decimal number system. But these decimal number systems get, when we write it in a computer, it gets converted to binary number system, isn't it? So even binary number system is needed. We need to understand binary number system. If we are working with computer, if we are working with computer architecture, architecture means how the computer is going to work, how the computers are formed, what is, we need to know the exact performance of a computer, we need to know the exact working of a computer. That is called as computer architecture, how the computer is going to perform, or how the computers are built, or how the computer is going to work. All these things can come under computer architecture. Binary number system we have to learn. The reason is we have to know how the decimal numbers are getting converted to binary numbers. So in future when you go for the higher studies, it will help you a lot. The reason is in future you are going to design a computer system, you are going to design a computer architecture. You have to know the pros and cons of each and everything. You have to know how exactly the computer system is going to work. So binary number systems are quite important to know. You don't have to learn anything here. I will show you the methods by which you will come to know how the decimal numbers are getting converted to binary number system. Now the next one is hexadecimal number system. So I hope till this it is very clear that we have to learn, we have to know about decimal number system in computer. We have to know about binary number system in computer. Now, what is the use of hexadecimal number system in computer then? What is the use? Do we really use hexadecimal number system? Are we using the hexadecimal number system because, as I told you just now, that decimal number system are basically used to work in our day-to-day life, isn't it? Binary number systems are used so that computer can understand what exactly is written. Now, what is the use of hexadecimal number system? Students, right now you may not be using hexadecimal number system. You may not come to know that what is the importance of hexadecimal number. But let me tell you, hexadecimal numbers are very useful when it comes to color coding. When we have to do color coding, hexadecimal numbers are quite useful. I will make you understand this with an example. When I talk about red, okay, when we talk about or discuss about red, how many types of red color you find? Okay, if I will tell you that please name some of the color which comes under red. Okay, now you might tell me, sir, dark red, light red, medium red, or something like that. Okay, hardly you will be able to tell me, hardly I am telling you, you will be able to tell me 3 to 4 names based on red colors. But we have more than 100 colors which are based on red color. Well, let me show you this with an example. Okay, we'll open Google Chrome here and we'll find hexadecimal hexadecimal color codes. Okay, let us find some hexadecimal color codes here. Look here, you can just have a look to this. Look to this section. Okay, it is quite important. Students, where I am moving the cursor, okay, let me zoom this part. The whole place is considered as red color. Might be a light red or dark red or medium red. But if I will ask you as a whole that what color is present here, you will tell me, sir, it is red color. Now if I will ask you, tell me what exactly is this color. This one, what exactly is this color? You will say red color, light red color, and this one dark red color. This one you will not have any answer. This one you will not have any answer. This one you will not have any answer. So what we can look from this place is there are more than 100 or thousands of red color. Look, from this place to this place, if I move, you can look to this place how the color is changing. Okay, so I can consider that we have more than 100 or more than 1000 or more than lakhs of red colors present. Similarly, if I will tell you about green color, okay, you will find more than 100,000 or more than lakh of green color here, isn't it? If I take it to blue color, here you will find again more than, starting from light blue color to dark blue color, you will find more than hundred and thousands of blue color here, isn't it? So it is not possible for us to name each and every blue color with English alphabets, or to give a name to each and every color. It's not possible. Basically we have some primary colors and we can hardly name some of the colors. But if I talk about blue color, you will find, just have a look, if I move on this the circle, you will find lot of blue colors here. You will find a difference with each movement. If with each movement With each millimeter of movement, you will find a change in the color. So is it possible for you to name each and every color? No, it is not at all possible. What we are going to do is we are going to name each and every color with its hexadecimal code. So each colors are represented with a hexadecimal code. Remember, hexadecimal codes are basically, it is specially used to represent colors in a computer system. So when we are using any color in a computer system, the colors are specially represented with hexadecimal code. This is the hexadecimal code, right? This is the hexadecimal code. Instead of writing the color name, we can write the hexadecimal code, right? Now, in class 7, we will read about HTML color codings. We will read about in our upcoming classes. We will be doing programs. We will be writing HTML codes where we have to use HTML colors. So instead of writing the color name, if you are going to write the hexadecimal code, this is going to work. Now, I hope this hexadecimal code is quite clear to you. Again, in computer system, we are using hexadecimal code, but these hexadecimal codes are basically used to name a color in computer system or even in HTML. To name a color, basically we are going to use hexadecimal code. I hope this part is quite clear to you. Why do we use hexadecimal number system, or why do we use hexadecimal code? Now, even if you write a hexadecimal number, remember, still that hexadecimal number will get converted to binary number system, because we know that computer can understand binary number system. Whether you write something in decimal number system or you write something in hexadecimal number system, it will get converted to binary number system, right? Now with the last one, what is the use of octal number system? Because binary number system is used by the computer or is used by the CPU to get the instruction, or it converts everything to binary number system. Decimal number system we use in our day-to-day life, and whatever we represent, mostly we represent in decimal number system. Hexadecimal number systems, using this code, we represent HTML color code, or we represent the colors in our computer system. Now what is the use of octal number system? Because till now we haven't discussed anything about octal number system. We are unknown that how an octal number system is used. Octal number systems are basically you can say that these number system or this number system was used a way back when we were in the era of 1980, 85, 86. At that time, octal number system was very popular. The developers, the users were using octal number system instead of decimal number system. No doubt at that time also decimal number system was existing. At that time decimal number system was there, but still in computer octal number system was given more priority than decimal number system. You can say that. During 1980s, 1975, or during that era, octal number system was quite famous. We can consider that the programs or the instructions which were written during 1980s, 1982 or 1985 or 1975, 1972, the programs or the instructions which were written during that time, it was those programs or those instructions were written using octal number system, right? Now just tell me, if you have a program, if you have an instruction of 1970s or 1975 or 1980s which was written using octal number system, then how my computer is going to understand this? Because today's computer can understand binary number system only, but how is it possible that the computer can process a data which is written in octal number system? So here, by studying octal number system, we will come to know that how an octal number system which was written a way back can be converted to binary number system, and once it gets converted to binary number system, then further it can be processed, or further it can be processed by my computer. So here octal number system nowadays we are no more using, but still the instructions, the programs which were written in octal number system, still we might need to process those programs, or we might need to take help of those programs which were written a way back. So octal number systems are used to if you are studying about octal number system, that doesn't mean that you are going to write a program or an instruction using octal number system. Rather, you are studying to know that how an old program or how an old instruction which was written using octal number system can be converted to decimal number system, or it can be converted to binary number system. So this is all about four types of number system. We have four types of number system in computer, or what we follow, that is binary number system, octal number system, decimal number system, and hexadecimal number system. In this video tutorial, we are going to discuss about decimal number system. Basically, the focus will be on decimal number system. We will learn how to convert a decimal number system to binary number system and a binary number system to decimal number system. Okay, then we will learn how to convert a decimal number system to octal number system and an octal number system to decimal number system. Finally, we will learn how to convert a decimal number system to hexadecimal number system and a hexadecimal number system to decimal number system. So total 6 conversions we are going to study: decimal to binary, binary to decimal, decimal to octal, octal to decimal, decimal to hexadecimal, hexadecimal to decimal. So total 6 conversions we are going to study here. Now we have to be very clear about the base before we start anything with the number system. The first one is binary number system. Binary number system has a base of 2. The next one is octal number system. Octal number system has a base of 8. Decimal number system has a base of 10, and hexadecimal number system has a base of 16. Now why do we say that it has a base of 2? The reason is, when we say that it has a base of 2, that is only 2 symbols can be used, that is 0 and 1. 2 symbols can be used, that is 0 and 1. Remember, when we talk about octal number system, it has a base of 8. Here only 8 symbols can be used, starting from 0 to 7. Do not think that here we can use numbers till 8. It is base 8. Base 8 doesn't mean that you have to use digits or you have to use numbers till 8. Here you can use the digits starting from 0 to 7. As we are starting it from 0, so 0 is considered as first digit, 1 is considered as second digit, 2 is considered as third digit. Similarly, 7 will be considered as 8th digit. As we are starting it from 0, 7 will be the last digit which we can use in an octal number system. Similarly, in decimal number system, it has a base of 10. Why it has a base of 10? Because all the digits can be used, starting from 0 to 9. Under decimal number system, all the digits can be used: 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. As we are starting from 0, so the last digit which can be used, that is 9. So here you can notice, whatever digits we have in mathematics, all the digits can be used. We can write any number using these digits. We can form any number, isn't it? But just think, using this digit we cannot form all the combinations of number. We cannot form the numbers which will have 8 and 9. Using octal number system, we can never form a number which will contain a digit 8 and 9. Okay, so here the numbers can be formed which can only contain the digits starting from 0 to 7, but the numbers which will have digits as 8 and 9 cannot be formed. But when we are thinking about decimal number system, all the numbers containing the digits 0 to 9 can be formed. So decimal number system is most accepted number system, or this is the number system which we are using in our day-to-day life. Now hexadecimal number system, base is 16. 16 means we can use numbers till 15, 0 to 15, because we are starting from 0. So the last number which can be used, that is 15. But here the twist is, you can use all the numbers starting from 0 to 9. You can use 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. But you cannot use 10. Remember, you cannot use 10, because when you write 10, it will be considered as 1 and 0. Instead of considering it as 10, it will be not considered as 10. Rather, it will be considered as 1 and 0. Here, Instead of 10, what you are going to write, remember, instead of 10, you will write it as A. Instead of 11, you will write it as B. Instead of 12, you will write it as C. Similarly, for 13, you will write as D. For 14, you will write as E. And finally, for 15, we are going to write F for that. Right? So here in decimal number system, 0 to 9 digits can be used. Along with that, A, B, C, D, E, F can be used. Here, when we go to the color code of hexadecimal color code of HTML, you must have noticed that here you can notice that B is written, isn't it? C and B is written. So C and B is written, that signifies that this is a hexadecimal code, because we know that instead of writing in a 12, in a 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, we write A, B, C, D, E, F. So if C is written, that means 12 is written. If B is written, that means 11 is written. So now let us change this one a little bit. You can let us change this one. Yeah, here you can see DB is written, D is written, B is written. D is written instead of 13. B is written instead of 11. Right? I hope this part is quite clear to you. Why do we write A, B, C, D, E and F? And you can look to this column, right? Used by humans, binary number system. No, we don't use the binary number system. It is used by computers. Octal number system is nowadays no more used by humans, neither it is used by computers. Even if you write something in octal number system, it will get converted to binary number system. Decimal number system used by humans, yes, but it is no more used. It is not used by computers, because computer can only understand binary number system. Next, coming to hexadecimal number system, we humans don't use it, neither computer use it. Anything you write using hexadecimal number system, it will automatically get converted to binary number system, right? Now we will learn how to convert a decimal number to binary number system, because as I told you, we will learn to convert a decimal to binary number system, decimal to octal number system, decimal to hexadecimal number system, and we will also learn the vice versa, that is binary to decimal, binary to octal to decimal, and hexadecimal to decimal. First we are going to start with decimal to binary, then we will learn about decimal to octal, then we will learn about decimal to hexadecimal, after that binary to decimal, octal to decimal, and finally hexadecimal to decimal. When we study anything about decimal to binary, decimal to octal, and decimal to hexadecimal, it is quite easy for us. You just have to remember a simple formula, that is, whenever you have to convert a decimal number system, please remember this, whenever you have to convert a decimal number system to any number system, okay, so this is decimal number system, and if you want to convert it to binary number system, or you want to convert a number to octal number system, or you want to convert it to decimal number system, okay, if you want to convert a decimal, I'm sorry, it's hexadecimal number system, not decimal number system. So if you want to convert a decimal number system to binary number system, octal number system, or hexadecimal number system, simply you have to divide this number system, okay. In all the cases you have to divide this number system. But if you are using decimal number system, if you are converting decimal number to binary number system, what is the base of binary? 2. So you have to divide it by 2. If you are converting decimal number system to octal number system, what is the base of octal number system? 8. So you have to divide it by 2. If you are converting a decimal number system to hexadecimal number system, similarly, what is the base of hexadecimal number system? That is 16. So here you have to convert, you have to divide it with 16. So any number system, if you convert, whether you are writing decimal, if you are converting decimal to binary, or decimal to octal, or you are converting decimal number to hexadecimal number system, Here you have to divide each and every number system need to be divided. Decimal to binary, divide by 2. Decimal to octal, simply divide by 8. Here we have to write 8. Decimal to octal, divide by 8. Decimal to hexadecimal, divide by 16. Right? Now let's understand this with an example. Here we have 35. The base of 35 is given 10, isn't it? So when base is given 10, that means this is a decimal number. And now we have to convert this decimal number to binary number. Right? Now how we can convert this decimal number to binary number? We have to divide by 2. We know that decimal number, when we have to convert it to binary, we have to divide by 2. When we have to convert to octal, we have to divide by 8. When we have to convert to hexadecimal, we have to divide by 16. Here decimal number need to be converted to a binary form, so here we have to divide it with 2. When we divide it with 2, what is the question part? Here we have to write question. I know that you must have read all this thing in your mathematics in the junior classes, so I'm not giving much stress on division and all. I assume that you know the division process. Here we have to write the question part. Okay, so 2 into how much will give you 35 or close to 35? 2 into 17 will give you 34. 2 into 18 will give you 36. Here we have to write 17. 2 into 17 will give you 34. What is the remainder here? The remainder is 1, isn't it? And if you are unable to do like this, just divide it somewhere else. In the rough part, divide it with 2. You will come to know 2, 1 ja 2, 1, 5, and here 2 7 ja 14. Remainder is 1, right? Here we have, so you can see that quotient is 17 and remainder is 1. We have to write quotient here and remainder here. If you know the direct process, it is fine. If you don't know the direct process, you can divide it like this. This is the quotient part which can be written here just below to 35, and this is the remainder part. It is very important to mention the remainder part or to write the remainder part. Next, again divide it by 2. Here we have to do continuous division unless and until we are not going to get a 0. 2, here what we can write 2, 6 2 ja 12, 7 2 ja 14, 8 2 ja 16. Here we can write 8, 8 into 2 will give you 16, and again remainder will be 1, right? If you don't know the process, like this you can do 17. Here we can do like this. Okay, I'm sorry. 17, 8 2 ja 16, remainder is 1, right? This is the question part, this is the remainder part. Next, we have to divide it by 2 once again. 4 to the 8, remainder is 0. Next, 2 to the 4, and what will be the remainder? 0. Next, 2 1s are 2, remainder is 0. Here we are having 1. We know that 1 cannot be divided by 2, but still we'll try to do this. When you divide 1 with 2, look here, when you divide 1 with 2, 2 zeros are 0, remainder is 1. Look, in many books you will find that they will stop dividing it if they get here this place, if they get 1 or 0, right? If they get 1, they will stop dividing it. If they get 0, they will stop dividing it. Okay, so if you want, you can stop here. You will get the answer exactly to this what we are having here. Okay, exact answer you can get from this. Now if you want to divide it more, if you want to divide it till 0, then again you divide it. 2 zeros are 0, remainder is 1. Okay, so this is the final answer here. And do not write from top to bottom. Rather, we have to consider the remainder from bottom to top. Here we have to consider it from bottom to top. Bottom to top means first, when we consider it from bottom, the first number what we get, that is 1. Here you can see we have written 1. Then 3 zeros here. You can see that 3 zeros are written, right? And then 2 1s. You can see 2 1s are written. So this is how we can convert a decimal number system to binary number system. We have to continuously divide it with 2, and we have to note down the remainder. Once we complete the division process, we have to consider the answer from bottom to top. Now, if you don't want to do this process, please be very careful. If you don't want to do this process, then how you have to consider? You have to consider like this. Okay, this 1 need to be considered, this 0 need to be. You can see that here we have a 1. When we divide it by 2, the same 1 is written here. It comes as a remainder, and the same 1 is written here. Now, if it is quite confusing for you to consider this one, then better you divide it and get the 0 at end. I will suggest you, it is better if you get 0 at end. It will be quite easy for you to understand. Get 0 at the end, and whatever number you get, whatever remainder you get, consider it from bottom to top. I hope this process is quite clear to you, right? Similarly, if you want to convert a decimal number system to octal number system, again we know that decimal to octal we have to divide by 8. Here it is given 79. 79 can be, we have to divide it by 8. If you don't know the division, direct division, you can divide it separately like this. Okay, and we know that 8 nines are 72 and the remainder is 7, right? Here we have to write the question part, and here we have to write the remainder, that is 7. Next, when we divide 9 with 8, 8 ones are 8, remainder will be 1. Again, we will divide it unless and until we are not going to get a 0 here. Again, we divide it by 8, 8 zeros are 0, the remainder is 1. We have to consider from bottom to top, that is 117. Here you can see that it is written 117. Next, 315. 315, it is a decimal number. We have to consider it, we have to convert it to 16. Here we have 315 divided with 16. Again, I am telling you, if you don't know the direct process, divide it separately and write the answer here, but don't make any mistake. Okay, what we can do here is 315 you can write. I am telling for those who don't know the direct process, for them I am telling this one. Okay, here 16 1 ja 16, I'm sorry, 16 1 ja 16, 16 to the 32. Okay, so we cannot write here 16 1 ja 16. We'll have 15 here. Okay, then 5 will come, and what we can do so here what else we can write, 16 9 the, okay, because 16 10 the 160, so 16 9 the will give you 144, right? 16 9 the 144. So here the remainder will come 1 1. The final remainder is 1 1, which cannot be divided. So 16 9 ja 19 ja 16 19 ja will give you a value, and the remainder will come 11. Here we have to write the question part. Look here, 19. The question part is written here, and here the remainder is written. Okay. Now, next again we have to divide. If you don't know the direct process, again you can write 19, 16, 1 ja 16, and remainder is 3, right? So here we have to write question part, and here we have to write remainder part. Okay, and finally 16 will again divide it by 16, 16 zeros are 0, and remainder is 1. And now we have to move from bottom to top. But remember, in hexadecimal number system, can we write 11? Is it possible to write 11? No, it is not possible to write 11. So in hexadecimal number system, 11 is considered as B. Okay, it is considered as B. So even if you get, instead of 11, if you get 12 here, you can write C. If you get 13 here, you can write D. Similarly, you can write like this. It is 13B. So answer is 13B. Right? I hope this part is clear to you, that how we can convert a decimal to binary, a decimal to octal, and a decimal to hexadecimal number system. Now similarly, here we'll convert binary to decimal, octal to decimal, and hexadecimal to decimal, because we have already learned how to convert decimal to binary, decimal to octal, and decimal to hexadecimal. Now we will do the vice versa, binary to decimal, octal to decimal, and hexadecimal to decimal. We know that when we have to convert a number from decimal to binary, we have to divide it by 2. Now, when we have to convert binary to decimal, we have to multiply by 2. Remember, any number system, when you have to convert it to decimal, you have to multiply. Okay, decimal to binary, divide by 2. Binary to decimal, multiply by 2. Decimal to octal, divide by 8. Octal to decimal, multiply by 8. Decimal to hexadecimal, divide by 16. Hexadecimal to decimal, multiply by 16. That is the formula what you can say, or this is the procedure which we have to follow. Now here we are given with a decimal number system. Look, what is the decimal number system? 101101 is the decimal number system here. Now let us write the decimal number system. It is 1 0. This is the question. Okay, 1 1 0 1. This is the question. This is given in binary form. What we have to do here is we have to convert it to decimal form. How do you come to know that this is given in binary form? Look here, the base is 2, so it is binary form, and the digits which are used here, 1 0 11 0 1, all are combinations of 0 and 1. So instead of 0 and 1, if somebody will write here 2 3 or 4, it will be a wrong question. The reason is base is given 2, so we cannot have digits containing 3 4 5 and 6. Now how to convert this? How to convert this binary number system to decimal? For that, what we have to do, we have to multiply each digit with 2. Remember, we have to multiply each digit with 2. Okay, as I told you, we have to multiply it with 2 like this. Let us multiply this with 2. Right, multiplication is over. Once the multiplication is over, you are not going to stop here. After that, write the power of each digit. Okay, write the power, and do not start power from 1, rather start it from 0. And here when you write the power, you have to write from right side to left side. You have to proceed from right to left. Do not proceed from left to right. Do not proceed from left to right. You have to proceed from right to left side. This is the actual way how we can write the power. And when you write the power, here you have to write 0. You have to start from 0. This is 0 power, 2 to the power 0. Here you have to write 2 to the power 1. Here you have to write 2 to the power 2. You have to write 2 to the power 3. You have to write 2 to the power 4. And here finally you have to write 2 to the power 5. What we are going to do basically here, we have to multiply 2 with its power. With its power, whatever power we have to divide 2 along with the power. Right? We have to multiply this one with 2 to the power 0, 0 with 2 to the power 1, then 1 with 2 to the power 2, 1 with 2 to the power 3, 0 with 2 to the power 4, and 1 with 2 to the power 5. After that, we have to add everything. Okay, whatever gap you see, you have to fill up this with addition sign. We have to add this. Now let us try to solve this one. 2 to the power 5 is how much? 32. 32 into 2 to the power 5 is 32. 32 into 1 will give you 32 plus 2 to the power 4 is 16, but 16 into 0 will give you 0 plus 2 to the power 3 is 8, 8 into 1 will give you 8 plus 2 to the power 2 is 4, 4 into 1 will give you 4 plus 2 to the power 1 is 2, 2 into 0 will give you 0 plus 2 to the power 0 is how much? 0? No, it is 1. Anything to the power 0 is 1. Remember, I hope that you must have covered all this thing in your mathematics. 2 to the power 0 is 1. Anything to the power 0 is 1. Okay, 2 to the power 0 is 1. 1 into 1 will give you 1. Right? So 32 plus 8 is equals to 40 plus 4 equals to 44 plus 1 equals to 45. So the final answer is 45. Look here. Final answer is 45. And you know that if you again, to verify what you can do, 45, if you again divide 45 with 2, 45 is a decimal number, isn't it? If you divide this decimal number with 2, so when you divide 45 with 2, the answer must come this. Okay, this the answer must come this, and if the answer will come to this, then we can say that this is the process is correct, or the way we have solved it is correct, or the output what we have got, it is correct. This is only for the verification process. If you want to check that 45 is correct or not, you can just go on dividing it by 2. So when 45 will be divided by 2, here we can write, here look here, here we can write 22 into 2 will give you 44, remainder is 1, isn't it? then again divided by 2, 11, remainder is 0, 11 to the 22, remainder 0, 2, 5 to the 10, remainder 1, again divided by 2, 2 to the 4, remainder 1, then 2 ones are 2, remainder 0, then 2 zeros are 0, remainder is 1, right? We have to proceed from bottom to top. Here you see 1 0 double 1 0 1, you are getting the same question. Here it is written 1 0 double 1 0 1. I hope this part is quite clear to you, how to convert a decimal to binary and binary to decimal. Similarly, if you want to convert an octal number system to decimal, you have to multiply with 8. Now, if the question is given 2, 7 and 5, and how do you come to know that this is a valid question? Because the digits which are used here, 2, 7, 5, all comes under octal number system. If you get a digit like 9 or you get a digit like 8, the question will be invalid because 9 and 8 cannot be considered under octal number system. Now it need to be multiplied with 8, isn't it? You have to multiply these numbers with 8. Okay, after that you have to write power from right to left. 0 power, 1 and 2. Then you have to add it. Okay, 8 square is 64, 64 into 2 is 128, plus 8 to the power 1 is 8, 8 into 7 is 56, plus anything to the power 8 to the power 0 is 1, 1 into 5 is 5, and the final answer is 189 in the which format? Decimal format. So we are writing base 10. Okay, I hope this one is quite understood, and if you want to verify this 189 is correct or not, again divide it by 8, you will get the same answer or same output. Now if you want to divide a hexadecimal number to decimal number system and the question is given, look here, 1D9, the question is given like this. Okay, now you have to multiply this with 16, this with 16. Here what do you mean by D? What is the value of D? 13. Okay, you cannot multiply D with 16 exactly, so here we have to represent within bracket that 13. D means 13, 13 into 16 and 1 into 16, and after that what we will write? Power. 16 to the power 0, 16 to the power 0 and 16 to the power 0. Then we have to add it. Okay, I'm sorry, 16 to the power 0, 16 to the power 1, 16 to the power 2, you will write. Okay, 16 to the power 0, 16 to the power 1 and 16 to the power 2. After that, what is the value of 16 square? 16 square is 256. 256 into 1 will give you 256, plus 16 to the power 1 is 1, 16 to the power 1 is 16 into 13 will give you 208. You can multiply it, 208, plus 16 to the power 0 is 1, because we know anything to the power 0 is 1, 16 to the power 0 is 1, 1 into 9 will give you 9. Okay, what is the final value? 473 is the final value, which will have a base of 10. Okay, this is how hexadecimal number can be converted to decimal, and to verify you can convert decimal number system back to hexadecimal number system by dividing it by 16, just for verification purpose. So with this I end with this conversion, and the number system for class 7 is over. I hope that you got to know many things. Stay tuned with me. God bless you all.